Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are and whenever you watch this replay. My name is Sherry with Ratchet Up Your Art, and we're on the 100-day journey. We are down to day 88, I believe. I believe that's 88. Anyway, regardless, we are ticking down to the 100 days. And I know we were talking about that collage yesterday, but all the things happening, I'm being called into work, those kinds of things. So right after this live, I'm headed into my 9 to 5 job, like driving in instead of working from home. And so with that, I thought I would pivot just a little bit because I got the new Tim Holtz A5 folders and I was excited to try those out. So we're pivoting just a little bit. We will get back to that collage. So if you have any ideas for that collage, make sure you drop them below in the comments. I did a community post for YouTube. You can find, I will look for comments there. And if you have comments on the video yesterday where I talked about the jelly print, or even today on that jelly print that we talked about, I'm still taking ideas. And I will definitely be tired tonight after the work because it's just all mentally exhausting, all the traffic and everything. So I've been up, since, no kidding, 3 a.m. this morning, getting ready to go into my 9 to 5. So, because I have to go in early. So, I will be tired. And I guarantee you tomorrow, I will not be working on that jelly print that we talked about. So, what I want you to do is go in, make those comments, and I will get to that probably on Thursday after I've recovered from going into the office. I don't mind going into the office. It's just exhausting. And I don't know how I did it before everybody started working from home and now everybody's back in the office. So, that's been what, 5 years? So, anyway, point being is I got to go in the office today and I'm okay with that. The, but we're also pivoting. So, let's get to those Tim Holtz A5 um, embossing folders. And I got a couple of tips and tricks. So, pretty excited. So let's take a look. All right. So these are the new giant texture fades. I call them embossing folders, texture fades, whatever. That we're gonna that I got, and I got all 5 of them. And I love the fact that they are really big, because for the gel plate, everything's like, oh well. Let me rephrase. All the stencils out there are like 9 by 12, 6 by 6. There's 12 by 12 out there, but if you have a bigger gel plate, you really need something bigger. And so anyway, I'm excited about these texture fades because I'm using a 5 by 7 gel plate. And so this texture fade, and we're going to try this one here, the botanicals. We're going to, brand new out of the package, never opened it before. We're going to try these botanicals, and look at that. It covers the whole freaking gel plate. Love it. Like, that's the reason why I bought them. I knew when I saw these that I could get 2 prints on my 8.5 by 11 paper. I knew that it would cover the entire gel plate. Love that. So with that, we're gonna get going. Now, I did think about a couple things when I jelly printed with the smaller texture fades, if you will. And a person commented on that video, and he was, or I believe it was a he. He was spot on with why the prints weren't working, and so I'm definitely going to do a full long video about these texture fades and tips and tricks with them. But I wanted to demonstrate them to you so that you could check them out. But this is not. Let me tell you right now. I am not being paid about these texture fades. This was just an idea I had, and I'm really excited about them. So, um, this is not, um, a message, if you will. This is not a paid advertisement, if you will. But I was really excited about these. So let me move my paints out of the way here because they're rather large and you need some space. Now, if I really like these enough and I know I have duplicates of the smaller ones, I may go in and cut this. Um, and it would no longer be a texture fade. You could probably still use it, but you wouldn't get to align, and that's why they're attached, so that they align. But if you have duplicates of your texture fades, you could probably cut one of these right in half. All right, let's go in. I am going to go in with there's a emboss and deboss side. I'm going to go in with the deboss side and see how that goes. Oh, there's another one. All right, here we go. So now we could take this print right now because there's enough paint on here that it would pill up. So let's just go do that instead of put another color on. And see what kind of image we get. Okay, so that was the deboss side, right? So we have that one. Now let's try the other side. Let's see if I have any paint left on this. Not that much, but I got some. I'm gonna add this other little blue. Now we're gonna go on the other side. All right, let's go. All right, so I am noticing a little bit of difference, but not bad, not bad difference. Just something to consider. But let's go ahead and just do white paper and pull that print. Now, the difference I was talking about wasn't the actual print itself, but obviously you're going to have a difference in the print because one is deboss and one is emboss, right? So that's the difference there that you're going to see physically. I did use a different color. That's not a problem. But the difference that I'm seeing is remember the last time on the other video, and I'll drop a link in the video so you can go back and see when I use those smaller ones. But the difference is maybe the paint needs to be a little bit more tacky. So with that, I'm going to put these to the side and I am going to, could I reuse this? Yeah, I could reuse this, but why? I got more to use. So, these are easy to clean, so I'm not worried about that. I didn't ruin my texture fades. But I want to try this one here. I'll try this one. Maybe we did that one last time. I don't know. But in any case, we're going to try this one. And this time we're going to put another color on top of it to pull that print. I have a little bit too much paint on here. Just a little bit. Pull out my handy dandy roller sheet. I really hate rolling this off, but I had too much. And I didn't get my big gel plate out, so here we are. All right, now I'm going to let this sit for just a minute. Let it percolate. And while I'm doing that, I'm looking for, maybe we'll do this purple. I'm getting the purple ready. All right, let's go in. There we go. That was the print I was looking for. Let me turn down the glare. The glare is horrible. In my new studio, no glare is going to be there. I just cannot do that glare. Still the glare. Anyway, okay. So you can't really see it on camera, but there's a lot of space. You see that? A lot of paint came up. So that's, and then there's a lot of detail. So we're going to go through here and we are going to add some purple on here. And hopefully I just didn't ruin the whole thing. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I like to use the 5x7 because they make great card fronts or other collage pieces. Yeah, I did. I didn't wait long enough. So it's very light. It's hard for you to see that. So we're going to do that again. Let's put do I have any purple left? Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's do this one. It's very thin paint. So we're just going to do this one and see what happens here. Okay. Now you can see that print a little bit better. So I think one of the tricks is very thin paint will work very well. So that's something for you to watch if you want to try it out. Now, let's see. I'm going to let that kind of dry just a little bit. Really thin paint will allow it to dry a lot quicker. Let's try this yellow to give it contrast so you can kind of see how it turns out. Oh yes. See, look at that. See that thin paint, and you can see the design underneath it. That is exactly what you want to see. That is going to be a great print. Okay, I'm excited to see it. Oh, this is cool. This is so cool. I even got some grungy goodness from the plate. Look at that, guys. That is cool. Check that out. That's amazing. Love that print. Okay, let's try the other side. We're going to put the yellow down. I think I have, yeah, I have paint on here. So I'm going to put that yellow down. And then we're going to try a couple other experiments here. Okay, so this is the reverse. It's harder to see. We're going to let this dry for just a minute. And while we're letting that dry for just a minute, I definitely want to try this one next. I don't even think I have this in the smaller version. Well, no, I probably do. I just didn't get it out the other day. But I really want to try this, and then I want to try technique with this. So yeah, this one's pretty cool. I'm excited to try this with a technique. Now with this one, I would like to do a blue. Now, as soon as I do this blue on here, since this is semi-transparent, it doesn't matter what color I do, semi-transparent, it's going to show through. So it may turn out green, especially if I use this blue. And I just want a little dab will do you. So let's see if I can just do a little dab. I don't know. We'll find out. Um, oh yeah, it's coming up. So let's see. Try to get that on there without ruining my image. All right. It's kind of hard to see, so, and it also kind of got tacky on me, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. If you're part of my community, we have a community call tonight, and I will be there. I will be, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be tired, but we're going to be there and we're going to do the thing. So, um, definitely make sure you um, join the community call. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to do some interactive stuff. Oh yeah, this print didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped, but it's still a cool print. I mean, you could still do something with that. I like the colors of it and the shininess of that of the negative space here, but the positive didn't really show as well. We'd have to experiment some more. But it got really tacky when I put the second print down that the brayer was picking up the design just a little bit. So that one wasn't the best, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, I think what we'll do, I'm still playing with this color. I like this color a lot. So we're gonna go with this one. I got a little bit more paint on this one. Let's see if we can brayer it off a little bit. All right, here we go. And now we're going to go in with the one that I talked about. And let's go to the deboss side. Oh, that's interesting. Check that out. Okay. I learned something on this one. Pressing too hard, especially on your deboss items, um, may not be what you want to do. So that'll be interesting because I got paint here on the deboss side, so it's kind of can't really see it very well, but that's okay. Now, this one we're definitely going to let dry because I want to do something else to it. Just kind of drying that a little bit. All right. Now, I want to add a stencil. So this one was just handy right next to me. So I'm going to add a stencil to that. And we're just going to add some paint. A little bit too much paint, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Roll that off. All right. I'm just going to take this paper here and just pick up the dot. It'll be interesting to see what I get. Now, those were interesting dots. Those are cool dots. It'll be interesting to see what I get. It's probably not going to turn out the way I was hoping, but that's okay. All is good. And I think what I'll do is, I definitely want to, well, if we go white, then you just got the same background. So I'm just going to do gel matte medium on here. Stuff that we've been collaging with. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to leave that open. I don't want my pages sticking together. You never know when I need a brown. All right, let's pull this. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, a little different. Not quite what I was hoping for. You can really see you can't see the texture fade too much on this. The dots kinda overpower it just a little bit, that's okay. Um, if we were let's try the reverse of this. Let's try the dots first and then do the texture fade since these are such big areas of the texture fade has big areas, and that's why I was wanting to use it with the dots. Um, so let's try that. We're gonna try the dots first. In fact, I wanna do it a little bit different. We're gonna do it a little bit different. We're gonna put the dots first, go over the stencil, and then we'll do the texture fade. I want that one little dot there. Come on, get in there. All right, now we got dots. We're gonna let that dry. Yeah, hot up in here. In my studio, it got hot. Need to turn on the fan or something. I'm just letting it dry because when we go in the texture fade, it may look a little different. Okay, we're going. I'm tired of waiting. So we're going in. If you really want this to work, you got to let it dry. And for the sake of this live, I don't want you to sit here and watch paint dry. No pun intended. But um it's definitely a situation that is not going to go right unless you let it dry. So I'm going to give you that disclaimer up front. So let that sucker dry, but I don't have time for that. So we're going to drive on. Um and I think what I'll do, let's do some orange and see what will happen there. The dots may blend in a little bit, and that's okay. We don't need perfect dots, right? So let's go with that. I'm just trying to load my brayer without messing up my dots. I think we did pretty good. All right. Now we're going to go on the other side of the embossing. I mean, the texture fade, sorry. I already got paint on the back of it. Love it. All right, let's see what happens. You're not going to see it. Yeah. Not going to see it as much as I'd hope. Let's let that dry for just a minute. I'm going to try. I'm just not liking it. I think I know how pretty much how it's going to turn out. So I think I'm going to try something else just a little bit. I want it to dry just a little bit more, and I'm gonna go back to the good old one that always turns out. So I'll have to think on that a little bit, but I think you will find that you'll have better luck with certain texture fades versus another. So I'm gonna put a second texture fade on this. The paint is a little tacky, so it may pull up more than I would want it to, but okay, pulled up some things. So we'll see how that looks. Yeah. Maybe it's just not the print that was meant to be. I don't know. It'll be like a box of chocolates for sure when we pull this print. I'm just trying to dry it a little bit, and then we're going to add um well, I would go in, but I'm not. Um we're just going to pull this print here. I can tell it's starting to really dry, so this will be good. I think the trick, and I told you before I did it, the disclaimer, the trick is to let that dry. And I didn't do that, so that's probably why this is not going to turn out the way I would hope. And maybe the dots are not the answer. Maybe it's a different stencil. I don't know. I'll have to keep trying, right? That's all you can do is keep experimenting. All right, see how this goes. It's a little bit still wet. I would probably let this sit, but we're going to pull it anyway. Oh, it definitely gave me some grungy goodness. That's okay. Yeah. This experiment that we didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped, but it's still a cool print. I mean, definitely for collaging, you could do something with this. It pulled up some older prints, which is good. But that one texture fade, yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be the answer. Definitely have some thoughts on that particular texture fade. So this is the texture fade. Definitely have some thoughts on this one. Not sure if I would jelly print with that. I would have to do some more experimentation. Let's just try one more print before I gotta go. I'm gonna do real thin. I think that's gonna be the key. So let's go real. This is really thin. Like not a lot of paint there. Okay. And I'm gonna try not to push down so hard. Maybe that's the trick. Just kind of like rub it on there, just not pressing, but rub it. Okay, we got a little bit more print there. We got a little bit more detail there. Could it's not going to be a perfect print, but you'll have some kind of resemblance. Oh, look at this. I just noticed this. Can you see that? Look at the dots. The dots on the texture fade. That's hilarious. All right, let's go in here. That's really thin, so I should be able to go in pretty quickly. I just wanted to try this one more time. So like I said, I'm going to be creating a video on this, on tips and tricks using the texture fade. Because a lot of it's coming to mind right now. And so that will probably come out. That video probably won't come out until July, but I am definitely going to create that video. I got 2 other videos in front of it as I'm working this 100-day lives. All right, let's see what we have here. What kind of print did we get? I'm gonna have to go here in a minute so I can beat the traffic. I'm so excited. Not. I'll let that sit for a minute. Clean off my printer. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting print. Okay. So I like the little rivets that we got on this print. That's kind of cool. This will probably be a cool jelly print background to collage with. So maybe we'll do that soon, like tomorrow. Who knows? We have that one. We have this experiment that didn't go right, but I got some thoughts about that. This is the same kind of experiment. Then we did, I'm going backwards in reverse. So then we did this experiment. Didn't turn out too well. Love this one. This one's always my favorite. That texture fade's my favorite. Then we did this little experiment. And then we had these other 2 that we did first. So we did all these. So those are all the different texture fades we tried. So I tried only 3. I didn't try all 5. Just don't want to stick into my gel plate. And then, sorry, I had to put up the gel plate. So then, again, a couple things. I will definitely be creating a video on these texture fades. And I am excited about the A5 texture fades. This is not a, this is not a, I'm not getting paid for this. They are cool. Love them. Love the size because, and on the 5x7, it covers the whole 5x7 gel plate. And I like the size because for jelly printing, you need something bigger than what's currently on the market. And that for 5x7, I thought that was great. Would like to see an 8x10. That would be cool. Texture fade or 9x12 texture fade. That would be cool. I'd try those. Ideas, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But regardless, definitely like those. If you're part of the community, there's a community call tonight. Yes, I will be tired, but we're still going to do that community call. I'm excited about it. We're going to do some fun things, get to know each other in the community. I got more people that, that haven't been to the calls. And so I'm hoping they will join at 7 o'clock Central Time. So if you're part of the community, you know where to go find the link. And if you want to join the community, please feel free to do so and join our call tonight. You'll get the link when you join our community. And with that, I hope you have a great day. And thank you for watching Ratchet Up Your Art. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment. I'm still going to do that gel print collage, but it'll be later in the week. So don't forget to comment on some ideas on that. And thank you for watching Ratchet Up Your Art.